Hey parents, this is Cedric Lewis from the Digital Parent Podcast, and this is a recording from the chat and chew that we had this afternoon at Cooper Middle School with your wonderful PTA president, Chandra Southern, and your awesome principal, Dr. Vanessa Watkins. And they really wanted me to go over this with you guys. For some of you parents who probably didn't have a chance to get to the chat and chew this afternoon, we know traffic's been crazy. A lot of you guys are coming back from spring break. But it was just a short presentation to really discuss internet safety and, more importantly, how kids are using emojis. So let's get into it. Now, who is Cedric Lewis? Basically, I am an internet safety, and how I became an internet safety expert is through my years of being a clinical director of supervising clinical therapists who had to go into the homes of at-risk youth, especially kids that were at risk of long-term detention, kids who were at risk of going to prison or going to jail, basically due to crimes they were committing in the community. And one of the reasons I got turned on to internet safety is because as a clinical supervisor, it was my responsibility to teach parents how to make sure their kids were safe on the internet. We started seeing kids prostitute on the internet, selling weapons on the internet, using drugs based off of communication that was taking place on the internet. So it was my job to kind of help them come up, with these solutions. And we really started seeing a lot of bullying on the internet, which caused me to create the first anti-bullying app ever, which was called Bully Block, which allows parents who have kids with Android phones to block cyberbullies, to capture their messages, and turn it over to the authorities or turn it over to the school officials. So that's who I am in a nutshell. Some of my sponsors who support me and support my mission is Torch, which is a digital router that allows you to kind of pause the internet. You can prevent your kids from going online like during dinner, at night while they're asleep. You can block any sites. You can control everything that takes place on their tablets, cell phone, laptops, etc. Also, kidsemail.org, which is an email system for younger kids where you as a parent has the ability to monitor every email that comes through. It comes through your email box first before it goes to your kid. And it also has a filtering system where you can filter out inappropriate words. Next app that sponsors me is Kiji, which is a new parental control app that was just released last week that gives you control over anything that your kid can do basically on their cell phone. Brick House Security, I've been with them for years. They basically specialize in any type of hidden camera, nanny cams, especially if you have younger kids, you're kind of worried and concerned about your babysitter. Brick House has the best devices that are out there. And last but not least, Social Surety, which is a company that helps kids increase their social media profile in order to gain the attention of recruiters and scholarship committees. But today I want to kind of talk to you about emojis. What are emojis? They are small symbols, icons used to communicate, express emotion through writing, information, etc., etc. Now, as parents, we probably more familiar with the old school emoji, right? The colon, smiley face. But our kids have the new school emojis. This is what they're using to communicate in the comment section on social media sites, blog sites. They're using on Instagram very heavily. They also use it on Twitter, Snapchat, all those different communication apps. Now, how are kids using emojis to communicate? So I want to kind of take a quick look at an Instagram bio section. So for this kid here, she lists her friends. As you can see, each of her friends has an emoji that kind of communicates her feelings towards that friend or her expression of love towards her friend. So some of her friends have heart, meaning she really loves them. Some have black, which could mean they're kind of like a frenemy. She don't love them, she don't really hate them, but they're kind of around. Somebody she really likes, has Google eyes for. People who keeps it 100 with her, some of her friends she has the kissy face to. This guy named Peyton, probably her boyfriend or somebody she wants to be her boyfriend. Deja's all about that money. And RJ, he's a strong guy in her group. So you can see that, she uses emojis to really shout out all her friends to kind of show them her level of respect for them. So we want to kind of try to figure out how to decode the bios of certain individuals on Instagram. And here are a couple examples. This first example is pretty clear. You have a car, like a MARTA train, helicopter, boat, plane, world. Basically, somebody saying about that they would get to that person by plane, cars, automobiles, etc. This one, the second one, is more like me. She loves her family, she loves to sleep, and she loves to drink her coffee. And the last one's very simple. Food, 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 eat, 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 eat. They love it all. Pizza, coffee, cheese, I don't know what that is, to be honest. Cake, popcorn, chicken, etc. So here's an emoji quiz for you guys. I want to give you just a couple seconds to try to figure this out. Well, if you guess this is a lady saying that she's a princess and she loves hanging out with her girlfriends, drinking alcohol, then you're 100% correct. Because these two emojis here symbolizes her female friends, of course. This symbolizes that martini that she probably loves to drink after work. You know, who doesn't like to have a drink sometimes after a long, hard day of work? So as parents, why should we worry about emojis? Well, the first reason is cyberbullying. A lot of kids are using emojis to pick on other kids. And there are different ways they're doing this. The first is using like laughter, what we call laughter emojis. You can see this emoji with the smiling face, tears, but actually this is somebody laughing at someone. They're laughing so hard they're crying. You have the monkey emoji where they're kind of like, ooh, I can't believe that this just happened. And you have the frog face emoji, which sometimes a lot of girls will use that to symbolize that another girl is unattractive. And I pulled an example on Instagram to kind of show this. And there was an incident recently with Kylie Jenner where she had maybe an unflattering picture on Instagram, and people really came after her. But this is a good comment stream to show you the positive and the negative. So you can see the top two. You see girls telling her it's okay. You know, she's beautiful. They're using like the dancing emoji, say, go girl, keep on moving, keep pushing. You know, I love you, you're beautiful. But, you know, this person here is kind of laughing, kind of like picking at her. So you can see kind of like the difference of how you can use emojis to be positive and how you can use them to be negative. Next are physical violence emojis, the gun emoji, the hand punch emoji, or the fist emoji, skull emoji are typically used to communicate to other kids that, hey, something's going to happen bad. And we see this on social media a lot. One of the most famous examples of this is with the rapper Future and his fans. This was when Sierra was dating Russell Wilson, who is the quarterback for the Seahawks, who she eventually married. She's getting ready to have, I think, twins by it. But when they were dating, Sierra spent a lot of time at Seahawks practices with Future's little son that was just a baby. You walk around with the stroller, kind of like playing, you know, mommy, daddy type stuff with Russell Wilson. Future had an issue with this. A lot of his fans kind of like, you know, trolled him, mocked him about it. You can see in this example, this little young lady, Chanel, talks about him not being a real father to his kid. Amaya 215, she uses the football emoji to represent Russell by saying that he was pushing Future's baby in a stroller walking down the street. And you can see she uses the football emoji again to represent Russell and the baby emoji to represent his son. And at the bottom, you'll see the football and you see the guns where Future saying that if Russell keeps doing this, he may have to kill him or he may have to shoot him. Another example of emojis that can really get you in trouble are sexting emojis. And one of the things kids are using with sexting emojis is that they're really putting out their different sexual positions. You can see this position here kind of like denotes like lesbian play. These are two females scissoring. It's a scissor position. 69 position is self-explanatory. Kids are also using emojis to symbolize masturbation, either female or male masturbation. And more alarming is that kids are using codes. If you just see the I code, sometimes that can mean send me news. If you see the Fox, it means hiding. hey, a parent may be coming, we need to run away, we need to sneak off. Emojis can also be used to either purchase drugs or to symbolize drug use. So in this clear example, you see you have the kissy face and you have the cloud emoji. You put them together, it looks like the person's blowing smoke. As you can see from this particular guy, he's blowing marijuana smoke. He's calling out another Instagram member to kind of come over and smoke out with them. You can see that emoji there. And the exhale emoji is another one. A lot of people look at it as like letting out steam, but some kids use it as like exhaling like marijuana smoke, like this kid here. And you can see how he's using it right here in his comment section on Instagram. Sometimes kids will use emojis to indicate certain types of marijuana. Right here, you can see the pineapple emoji. Here's a picture of a different strain of marijuana called pineapple. And you can see the color of it. It kind of resembles a pineapple. And if you go to the right, you can see all of the different pineapple emojis by all these kids' different names. Another thing we're starting to see is emoji gang signs. Some are self-explanatory. The Crip sign is usually the handicap sign, spigot sign, up arrow sign, or the people sign with the letter P. It spells out the word Crip. Or if you just see the person in the handicap, if you look at it close enough, like the body position of the person in the chair actually resembles somebody throwing up the Crip sign. And the blood sign is pretty self-explanatory. Most people use the gas station sign, which is a red, then the A, then the N-G, which spells out gang. And the syringe emoji always is an indication that that's a blood gang sign. So if you see any of those signs in people's comments, that's give you a clear indication that those people are involved in gangs. So that was a quick overview of emojis. Please leave me a comment in the section below this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there are any other emojis out there you're aware of that kids may be using in an inappropriate way, or if you disagree, you think maybe those emojis are not dangerous. I love to hear the feedback from you guys. So I hope you got a lot from it. Please leave a comment and make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel.